The idea for Still Pilgrim came about actually in a graveyard. I was visiting the grave of one of my favorite writers, Herman Melville, and I was struck by the irony of the fact that this man who had traveled all over the world on the seas was stuck in the ground in the one borough of New York City that does not have access to water, the Bronx. And so I wrote a poem to Melville, which begins, "Is this what you are called to, still pilgrim?" And as soon as I wrote down those words, they arrived sort of like a gift. I was struck by the paradox of being on our pilgrim journey, but at times being required to be still. In fact, it's a spiritual discipline to be still. I think of the Psalms in which the Psalmist says, channeling God, "Be still and know that I am God." Or T.S. Eliot's wonderful Ash Wednesday poem, "Teach us to care and not to care, teach us to sit still." And so I began to ponder this paradox, whether it's possible for us to be moving along, working out our salvation in fear and trembling, while at the same time being still from time to time. And so I invented this character called the Still Pilgrim, who was kind of like me, but also herself, someone who's very different from me, and traced the pattern of her pilgrimage through her life. Each of the poems is a sonnet. Sonnet has 14 lines. I don't think it's accidental that the 14 lines of the sonnet correspond to the 14 stations of the cross, the Via Crucis that human beings walk. And so there's a sense in which the structure of the book is also mirroring this idea of a step-by-step journey. There are, by the way, 4 sections of 14 sonnets, so there's a kind of a numerical attempt to create this patterning that reflects the patterning of a life. So anyone who reads the Still Pilgrim becomes a fellow pilgrim along with her. It's a journey, it's a kind of fellowship, and I hope the reader enjoys the journey as much as I have writing the poems.